So it seems like Meghan Markle lost her marbles yet again. It is now January 16th of 2025, and things are only getting worse for Markle's sake, between, of course, everything happening with Netflix and everything else between herself and Hollywood, and everything continues to go in a downward spiral. Now, one thing about Meghan Markle that I think that we could all agree on here is that she is not only a very unlikable individual in the public eye, but she's also a very fake person, a disingenuous person, one that is very self-absorbed and continues to actually be that way, especially after engaging Netflix and really putting them into a corner to delay the show and blaming it on the LA fires, which, by the way, we all know it had nothing to do with that because she was actually asking for a delay well before the LA fires even started. Now, we already know one thing about Meghan Markle is that she's creating a lot of chaos, not just at Netflix, but also across the board within the film industry, within the Hollywood bubble, if you will, and everything else going on in the media. But interestingly enough, one thing about Meghan Markle right now is that we already know that she's digging herself into a more difficult situation than she needs to be. Now, I'm not defending her by any means, but I'm just saying that she's doing things that really don't need to be done at this point. She's creating a lot of issues upon studio executives, CEOs, and really putting herself in a bad spot. And you know what? I think that she deserves everything that she's getting right now because she's only doing this to herself. Now, this is where it really gets out of control. Now, we already know that between all the drama happening at Netflix, HBO, Warner Brothers, and potentially more studios jumping in to get rid of Meghan Markle, it's only getting worse. Now, with the entire woke media and Hollywood dealing with serious financial issues after the recent public pushback and backlash, one monumental development has more to do with Meghan Markle and the Netflix drama situation that is only worsening over time. Now, one crucial update to this situation now involves how Meghan Markle recently got very emotional with Warner Brothers after she was banned from an upcoming film, we talked about this a couple of days ago, that is going to actually serve as a spiritual successor to Horrible Bosses, a film that she was previously involved in as a supporting character, and she was going to be the same in this one, where she was canceled from this project entirely and banned as well by WB across the board after they learned about the Netflix drama going on, both internally and publicly. Now it turns out that Meghan Markle is pressing Warner Brothers, where all hell is breaking loose essentially, where she is now yet again blaming sexism and misogyny upon the studio executives and those that decided to push her out of this project, and is now, to make matters worse for Meghan, is that between not just Warner Brothers, but also the HBO drama where she was let go from her fitness series, other studios are now beginning to learn about the drama with Meghan, and a universal blacklisting in the Hollywood sphere is getting very close for Markle at this point. Now, Markle was best described as very emotional after WB decided to ban Meghan from any future involvement in their films, and her getting called essentially for this overall film and getting canceled from it. This new film was modeled after Horrible Bosses. The drama got so intense that she already gathered her teams, such as her agent and manager, and even a handful of lawyers, to warn Warner Brothers about their recent decision. Now, WB CEO David Zaslav is the one who made the call to boot Meghan Markle from their studio, as they are now cleaning house and don't want to work with actors or actresses that are either too involved in politics or those that are considered so unlikable that it would be considered box office poison to hire someone like Meghan. Now, before I move on about this, guys, let me just say one thing about Meghan Markle, is that she really is only putting herself into a corner at this point. This is exactly why more and more studios are going to follow suit, and they are going to do the same exact thing that HBO did, that Warner Brothers did, and which, quite frankly, Netflix should really jump into this situation right now. So we already know that Netflix canceled 2 other mystery projects that were going to basically have the same format as With Love Meghan, just doing different things. We talked about this, about how one was going to be centered on traveling and one was also going to be focused on shopping. Alright, her life about shopping and traveling, 2 separate shows apart from With Love Meghan. Those were canceled and those were axed altogether by Netflix in light of the backlash coming from the public hitting against With Love Meghan. Now, this is where it gets interesting, is that we know that With Love Meghan has a lot more dislikes than likes across the board, across all forms of social media, and that is a very telltale sign that the Netflix CEO alright, Greg Peters, and among those that are loyal to him, they are going to convince the board of directors, and they're doing somewhat of a good job convincing one board member after the other to just not deal with Meghan Markle ever again and to not renew her contract, period. So everything else going on at WB is now really going out of control, essentially, after she is now, yet again, blaming sexism and misogyny and discrimination, blah, 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 right? All this nonsense. This is typical Meghan Markle, and as I discussed 2 days ago, I was shocked that she didn't bring this up toward Warner Brothers, but eventually she did. It seems like she couldn't hold back on making those claims that she was actually being excluded or alienated by a studio because of her background, when in reality, let's face it, it has a lot to do with her.
Guys, I have breaking and very disappointing news, but With Love, Meghan has been delayed. The series will now be premiering in March, on March 4th. Meghan has given a statement to the reasons of why she has decided to delay the series. Here's what she says. I am thankful to my partners at Netflix for supporting me in delaying the launch as we focus on the needs of those impacted by the wildfires in my home state of California. Meghan and Harry have been doing a lot of behind-the-scenes work helping displaced families due to the wildfires here in LA. I can understand why they want to focus solely on that right now because there's a lot of work that's going to need to be done. I do think sometimes an escape is needed to get away from the harsh realities of this world, and I think this would have been a good escapism for a lot of people. I just hope Meghan and her team didn't kowtow to this press that just wants to kind of like dictate and shape the narrative so they can feel like they have power over her. But I'm sure this has been something that Meghan felt like this would be more appropriate for everything that's going on in the world. However, I am getting sick and tired of outside people trying to attach Meghan to everything that's going wrong in the world. Because something can happen on the week or the week before the 4th of March. So are we going to postpone it again? Just because something is going on in the world doesn't stop. The world keeps going. So I just wonder if everyone else is going to stop their plans and their projects due to this fire. So I don't agree with this, but I respect Meghan's wishes.
Just like everything else online, Meghan Markle's new cooking show is fake. So this new Netflix show she has is centered around this lifestyle that she has where she stays at home and gardens and cook. And this is how she connects with her friends. But people are now realizing that her home doesn't even have a garden. Like in this show, it shows her walking around her garden, picking up plants. So it's pretty much confirmed at this point the show was not recorded in her home, which is actually a pretty normal thing in like media. A lot of influencers, you know, will rent out like content houses or just rent out an Airbnb and pretend that that is where they live, and they'll go to that place and they'll film their videos for the month and they'll act like that's where they live and they'll upload like it's a daily upload. So, like pretending to live in a house you don't actually live in is a very normal thing in Hollywood. It's just funny that like she actually does live in a house like this, but she's trying to act like she's like a normal everyday kind of woman. And like clearly she isn't, which like is understandable. The house she rented had this massive pre-made garden. And then she goes on throughout this show to be like, this is my garden. I like made it from scratch. And once again, this is like a thing people do, but the show is about her like gardening and how she does this with her life and does this, and that's how she like hangs out with her friends. Like, are the friends even real? It's just like awkward. Like, it's okay that it's not yours, but why are you acting like it is? Come over here if you like my content.
There's currently a lot of chatter about the show, but there's something I've not heard anyone say yet. Meghan is being called fake or inauthentic for not filming in her home, but you guys are forgetting this happened. When Harry and Meghan first got together, they leased this beautiful home in the Cotswold in Oxfordshire, and Splash News paid for drones to not just fly over their home, but to take pictures of the interior of their home. So, living room, bedroom, dining room, and sold this to the highest bidder. Okay, guess who bought the pictures? Come on, you can guess. Ding, ding, ding. British tabloids, Daily Mail, Sun. They bought these pictures and they put them in their websites and papers and everything. Harry sued and he won. Can you guys now understand why she will probably not be keen to film in her own home? Having cameramen traipsing around with her kids and just people having access to the layout of their home? I don't blame her because people out there are really, really crazy. In an ideal world, she should film in her own home and open up the doors to her garden and her kitchen, and her children will see their faces. But it's not an ideal world, okay? Because there are people that have been threatening this woman over and over again. And her mother in law died from tabloids and the paparazzi chasing her. So I get it. And whatever she needs to do to keep herself and her family safe, I'm in full support. I will be watching on the 15th and I cannot wait. In the crazy world and the craziness of everything that's happening, we need escapism, and I just feel like this will be my comfort show. I'll be learning about tablescaping and flowers and good food. Can't wait.
Can I just say something? I don't think Meghan Markle is our next Martha Stewart, but I do think postponing the premiere of her new show with Netflix, With Love Meghan, was a good call. She released a statement earlier today, 3 days before the series was set to premiere, and she said, "I'm thankful to my partners at Netflix for supporting me in delaying the launch as we focus on the needs of those impacted by the wildfires in my home state of California." So Meghan Markle, of course, born and raised from Southern California. And she has some of her LA co-stars, best friends on the show, like Mindy Kaling, Abigail Spencer from Suits, who was her co-star when she was on Suits. So if you haven't seen the trailer yet, Meghan is seen in the garden. She makes beautiful bouquets. She's seen baking a cake. She's seen tending to a beehive alongside her celebrity friends. And of course, her husband, Prince Harry. So, I'm looking forward to the series. I guess I'll watch a few episodes. I think it was a smart move that she postponed it.
So now we have Meghan on Meghan beef, with Meghan McCain attacking Meghan Markle for her new upcoming Netflix show, With Love Meghan, which is pretty much a lifestyle show, and she's going to do some interviews, and I, for one, am looking forward to it. But can we get to the real reason why you all hate Meghan Markle so much? Can we just say it? She has a black mom. And no matter what she does, even producing 2 very pure white-looking babies, you all know that she has that black blood in her. So you just hate her because she done took her half-black behind and married that red-headed fine prince that you all probably spent your whole childhood, because I'm a black girl. Wasn't nobody checking for Prince Harry at all. But you all were. And you see her living her life, and you see that man being willing to walk away from it all after he done tainted the bloodline. Is that what you really want to say but you can't say? Meghan, we'll be tuning in. Please tune out the haters, because they don't really want to say why they hate you, but we know why. We know why.
Hello, you guys. I was wondering, because the 15 just passed, where whatever Megan, I don't even know the title, and I was going to review it for you guys, so you guys wouldn't have to watch it, and she delayed it until March, and she's blaming the wildfires. Why are you blaming the wildfires and you filmed it in 2024? So everything is ready to go. You know what? It's whatever. But people are saying that she's out there, she's faking it, she really doesn't care when she goes out and meeting the people, who lost their homes in the wildfire. Look, I just want to see how it is. The trailer doesn't look all that to me. It looks boring. I ain't gonna lie. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a talking head. I just have to wait till March to see the show and review it. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Have a great night, YouTube.